Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Fearless Dating video series. Thank you for being here, and in today's episode I want to share with you why you never ever have to direct anyone's interest or attention back to you. And my reason for sharing this with you is because I'm Arti Joshi, the coach and creator of the Fearless Dating coaching program. And I have had the privilege of having countless conversations with people about the area of dating and romance in their lives, and the struggles, the frustrations, the highs, the lows, the everything in between. And through these conversations, together we found simple shifts that we can all make to have a much more inspiring, uplifting, fun experience of dating. And so I wanted to share that with you today. I want to share that with you in this series so that you have something that you can instantly take away from this episode, put into action, and begin to date fearlessly yourself too. So thank you for being here. And without any further ado, let's get on with today's episode. So, why you never ever have to and never want to find yourself in the position of having to direct someone's interest, someone's attention back to you. And the reason this came up was I was in a coaching conversation with one of my clients a few weeks ago, and she used words to this effect. She was in interaction with a guy that she had been on a date with, in which he expressed interest in seeing her again. She was interested in seeing him again. So there was conversation happening via text for a while afterwards, and she was anticipating, seeing him for another date. But slowly the conversation kind of tailed off, and she never heard from him for a while. And so she got back in touch, letting him know that, she was up for going on another date with him. And as we discussed, the sort of intricacies of what happened in that particular situation, we started to tap onto a recurring theme with a lot of the dates, a lot of the interactions that she's had. This pattern has arisen in previous interactions that she's had with dates. And so I wanted us to investigate that a bit more. And as we started to investigate that, she said something akin to, but I have to direct their interest back to me. I have to direct their attention back to me. Otherwise, they're going to just disappear. And that was the moment that we just had to just pause, really pause and just really look at that, because that is never the case. Relationships are always, or even dates, right? Even before we get into the realm of actually having maybe a committed relationship with someone, or exploring the idea of having a relationship with someone, when you're dating someone, it's all about, you sort of bouncing off each other, finding out the things that we like and we don't like about each other. Are they compelling enough for us to want to potentially explore a relationship together? And what's happening there is you're both investing, right? You're showing up to the date, you're maintaining conversation in between dates, you're making it fun, you're making it interesting, interactive, and all of those things. And that is a form of investment. You're doing it, and you would hope that your date is doing that as well. But when that tails off from your date, that's an opportunity. That's a sign that potentially they're not interested in investing anymore. Maybe there's just something about your connection that just doesn't appeal to them, and therefore they're showing their disinterest by their lack of investment in conversation with you, or in organizing another date, and so forth. And therefore we take that for face value, right? There's no need for us to think, oh well, what did I do wrong there, and let me try and get their attention back in. You want to get to that point in your dating experience and in your life as a whole, where you are building and creating this beautiful life for yourself, this extraordinary life for yourself, where it's filled with things that you love and that are meaningful to you and that you're passionate about, that other people just gravitate towards that because it's so compelling, it's so interesting, that they just have to find out more. Right? You're so attractive to them, they just have to find out more, and that's where the investment comes from, that's where the interest, that's where the attention comes from. At no point ever do you have to kind of wave your hands around and say, hey, 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 look at me, come back here, come back to me. That's not the situation that you ever want to be in with dating, with business, with whatever it is that you're up to in life, creating friendships and so forth, right? Your life, you just want to be creating, you want to be compelling just as you are, because when someone is compelled by that and they gravitate towards you because you're just doing your thing and you're just being you and you're loving it, then you know that that's something that's real. The fact that you've not had to chase after it, you've not had to keep tapping that person on their shoulder and say, hey, look at me, pay attention here, right? So that's something that I really, really wanted to leave with you here today, that you never, ever, ever want to be in a situation where you're directing someone's interest, someone's attention back to you, because that, them moving away shows that there's a lack of interest. They no longer want to invest, and that's part of the dating process. Sometimes we can get a bit caught up with the dating process, that it means that it means something about us, but dating is like going to a shop and trying some new clothes on, right? It's like, okay, well, that outfit really suits me, that one doesn't, so I'm going to put it back. And that's kind of what dating is like. It's about, we're getting to know each other. There's going to be some things about each other that we really like, there's going to be some things where we're just like chalk and cheese, and therefore it's not a good match. Great, we've tried that on, we've given it a good go, we're going to move on to the next thing. And there's no point trying to make things work when it's obvious that that person is not interested, and potentially maybe you're not actually that interested, but because we're operating in sort of scarcity mindset, we think, oh no, well, this opportunity came my way, so I've got to really look up, make the most of that and squeeze everything out of it I possibly can. But that's something for another episode, because scarcity mindset is a big factor that comes into play in our dating journey for a lot of people. I know it was definitely the case for me at times as well. But for today, this is what I wanted to leave you with, is that you never ever in the dating journey, when you're creating relationships with someone, ever have to direct someone's attention or interest back to you. You want to create a life that is so meaningful, so fulfilling, that it's compelling all on its own, and people gravitate towards that, what you're up to, the life that you're living, and so forth. So that's what I wanted to leave with you with here today. I hope that was useful to you. Let me know how you get on with that. I'd love to hear. And if some of what I've shared here today resonates with you and you're feeling frustrated and fed up with your dating experience, you feel like you're not getting any closer to that beautiful relationship that you desire, then send me a message, and I'd love for us to have a short 10-minute conversation together in which we can identify what's not working and a quick simple shift that you can make that could have you instantly dating in a way that feels so fun, feels so inspiring, and so deeply connected as well. And that can be done instantly. So let me know, and I'd love to hear from you. And thank you for watching today's episode, and I will see you in the next one.